Today, many people have a negative perception of pit bull terriers, viewing them as more vicious than other dog breeds. According to dogsbite.org, in 2014, 64% of U.S. dog bite-related fatalities were caused by pit bulls. 12 U.S. states have even upheld the constitutionality of laws specific to the breed. Yet in Philadelphia, pit bulls are remarkably popular. I'm Maddie Williams-Kester, reporting for WHYY Young Journalists, and we're here at the Philadelphia SPCA to find out, are these dogs really as vicious as they are thought to be, or is there more to the story? According to Aim Wiltzius of the Pennsylvania Animal Welfare Society, pit bulls can be recognized by their physical appearance.
Blocky heads, short coats, generally muscular, stocky bodies. They're bigger, between 40 and 60 pounds, sometimes larger. And people start to associate that with an aggressive dog.
Yeah, in fact, my wife was walking our dog. Here comes a pit bull. Was walking our dog here, and the dog was off leash. It had been off leash, and saw our dog. My wife crossed over the street. The dog crossed over the street after our dog and pinned her right over there. So.
It was a male carrier who was attacked by a pit bull on his route is hoping his story draws attention to a problem.
Yeah, 2 pit bulls on the loose in that incident, causing police to put an entire neighborhood on notice.
4 people in all were injured when the 2 pit bulls went on the attack, with one little girl suffering more bites than she could even count.
Constant representation of pit bull attacks in the media may lead to a negative perception of the breed by the public, according to Mandy Hood, the Outreach and Humane Education Manager at the SPCA.
You can see an article about a dog that might have fatally, killed a child, and it says dog, and maybe it was a family dog, it was a lab, a golden retriever. But if you see a pit bull attack someone, there's going to be 300 articles. It's going to call them vicious, and they're just identified in drastically more intense ways as aggressive, vicious dogs. So it's really a kind of bias in media reporting.
So much of the media out there right now actually misreports the dog attacks and things like that on children, on other dogs, on other domestic pets, and unfortunately, when dogs who are aggressing and who are the perpetrators of those attacks, they aren't even pit bulls, they still sometimes get reported that way.
Due to the negative stigma attached to pit bulls, some owners may be reluctant to adopt them, leading to overcrowded shelters and often a death sentence for these dogs.
A lot of people have the biases against them. They come in and say, I want to adopt a dog, anything but a pit bull. And we try to educate. Every dog's an individual. They all have their own personalities. Some pit bulls are aggressive, some poodles are aggressive, some labs are aggressive. Some pit bulls are super friendly and great with other dogs and children and cats, and we always get to know each dog individually. So while we're trying to fight against it, unfortunately, shelters across the country still have this issue and do end up euthanizing more pit bulls than other breeds.
According to Mandy Hood, some cities have passed breed-specific laws because of the reputation surrounding dogs like pit bulls or other bully breeds, something she calls breed discrimination.
They have breed-specific legislation. It means that a pit bull might be banned from a city, it might be required to be euthanized if it lived in the city, it might be required to be spayed and neutered, and that's the only way it can live in the city.
Hood believes that breed discrimination stems from a deeper societal issue, racism.
In the 1980s, when the Sports Illustrated magazine came out, what it said was that these dogs are the dogs of urban drug-selling thugs. That's what it said. That's literally how their owners were described, which is extremely racist. It's extremely discriminatory. And it's kind of stuck for the past 30 years. And so it's not just about discriminating against the dog, it's about discriminating against different communities in our country. In all honesty, pit bull fighting or dog fighting isn't about, it's not about certain neighborhoods. There's folks that are veterinarians, there's doctors, there's Ivy League educated individuals, there's MIT educated folks that have run dogfighting operations, there's teachers, there's counselors. I mean, anyone can do it, and it's really just a matter of power, status, and money.
While some people believe pit bulls are inherently vicious, many people we spoke with agree that a dog's personality is a result of their upbringing.
But I think it's not so much the dog or the breed you fear, it's the way they're treated, the way they're brought up, and then the way their owners take care of them. If any dog is going to be responsible if the owner understands the dog.
Dog is an individual, and Some may be born with certain genetic traits that are much more likely to lead to being aggressive, in particular in certain situations. True for all dogs, everywhere from a Yorkie to a Lab, everything. That's possible. Of course, the way people raise them is also a contributing factor, but even dogs that were born in questionable conditions, raised questionably, can still turn out to be great, great pets because sometimes their nature is just really sweet.
Rob and Sam, a couple we caught up with walking their pit bull Zeus, agree that pit bulls make good pets.
I think they're misread.
Yeah, I think so too. They're definitely, if you raise them the right way, they're great dogs. They're very loving and affectionate.
A typical pit bull could be, it could be beaten, abused,
And
used for fighting, and you get the right person who shows them love and they just change like that.
Just like human beings, all dogs are individuals and should be treated as such. Judging pit bulls by their actions and not by their trait or physical appearances will help alleviate many of the misconceptions people have for them. I'm Maddie Williams-Kester reporting for WHYY Young Journalist.